All right, so just arrived at the airport. Yeah, it was a bit of a stress getting here because lots of traffic on the motorways, and I was a bit stressed getting into the car and actually leaving because I was stringing my racket and then messed up the racket at the end. Just forgot to tie the last knot and unclamped everything, and then the whole thing just went to pieces. So yeah, it was a bit of a stress to get here, but as we can see, plane's going off there and excited to get going.
Please move along the cabin as quickly as possible, taking your...
Today was the first day where I took the leap to try and chase my dream. I travelled to France to play an ITF Futures tournament, not even knowing if I'd get into the event, as I'm currently about 60th alternate. But as they say, you always regret the chances you don't take. Today's journey consisted of flying to Nantes and staying the night there.
Here is the Ibis.
And tomorrow, we need to take a 2-hour train to Auray and then a 20-minute shuttle to Karnak, where the tournament's located, and I booked an Airbnb. To be honest, I'm really excited. And after having got over the initial stress of travelling, I'm excited to just go with the flow and enjoy every experience. Because my quest for ATP points is going to be an adventure.
You go.
Yeah.
I didn't know. All right, we have just arrived at the Airbnb, and we had a little pit stop to get some food from Super U. Picked up some of my favourite stuff, pineapple juice, and some like waffle stuff. Call them galiettes because that's what I used to call them when I was a kid. But got the waffles. Now some food, and then I arranged to practice with a French guy that I met at Features a couple of years ago called Matt. So we're going to try and practice, but it's absolutely raining heavily now, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully the clay courts will be all right, but yeah, gonna drink my juice and then get going.
So ITF Futures tournaments don't actually allow you to film on your phone, so I had to pack this old sports camera that I had at home, and before I went for practice, I quickly tested it out to make sure it was working. So Matt's actually got ATP points and he has a UTR of about 12.5, so this was obviously a great opportunity for me to play some points at this level. And that's something that's actually really cool about playing on the ITF Future circuit, is that you get to meet so many people from across the world and get to practice with such a high level of players that you wouldn't usually get the opportunity to play with when you're back home. In this practice here, I'm just trying to feel the ball and get used to the conditions, staying super loose and remove any tightness and tension from my body that was built up from travelling. I'm obviously trying to be consistent, but I'm also really trying to release as I hit the ball and get the feeling for playing aggressive on some shots. The plan for this session was just to hit a lot of balls from the back of the court and then play a few service games each. Nothing too intense, but a high enough intensity so that we're ready to play actual matches the next day. Alright, so just had a good practice with Matt, trying to get used to the clay and just try and just be really relaxed on every single shot. A bit too relaxed at some stages and just missed it by a bit, but I was testing out the tension on these rackets because I tried to string it a little bit tighter before I left because I didn't want to pay for stringing when I got here. It seemed alright, but I don't know, if I get in the draw I might get 1 or 2 restrung, but we'll see. But yeah, otherwise a really good session. It was really good to get the practice on the clay courts, get on real clay. I mean, like, it's so good to see actual clay on my socks because at the clay courts back in the UK it's always like sandy ones, so it doesn't have the same feeling, and you can't actually slide as much on these courts as much as the sandy courts. But yeah, going to do a little bit of a recovery by the sea now and then go back to the club for 6 because hopefully I'll get the draw out a little bit quicker than looking online, and fingers crossed I'll be close on the alternate list. I spent the next 30 minutes having an anxious wait on the beach, not knowing if all this time and money I spent to get here was going to feel like a waste. Alright, so I just got back from the tennis centre and waited about 30 minutes to see if I'd get in or not, just so that I didn't have to keep refreshing online, because they put the draw out straight away as soon as they finish it. And when I went up to have a look, there were like so many buys in the draw, and then I got in, so I couldn't believe it, really happy. But then a wave of fear came over me. I guess I spent this whole time assuming I wasn't going to get in, and then when I found out that I was in, the excitement that I was going to play turned into nervousness. This is my first match in about a year. How will I perform? Will it be a wasted opportunity? What if I embarrass myself? But then I just try to put these thoughts aside, make some dinner and wake up in the morning with a fresh mind. Once the morning came, I was feeling a lot better. I was ready to go out and give it my best shot. I thought back to the time where I wasn't sure if I'd be able to play competitive tennis again, and I've reminded myself how far I've come since then.
Okay.
Come on, so
Ready?
turn the key and cool.
Let's go do this.
But sometimes things don't always go to plan. For some reason, my camera decided not to work, so I couldn't record the match, and in the end, it didn't go my way. But I did put in a good fight. I was playing someone who was about an 11.5 UTR, which was a pretty good draw considering I was playing for ITF points, so it was a 32 draw qualifying. I think this played on my mind a little bit too much throughout the match. I went down early on, but managed to get myself back into the match. The first set was really close, but a couple loose points towards the end cost me the set. I came back firing in the second set, but after about a 15-minute game at 1-2, I lost confidence and the match ran away from me. I couldn't help but feel really disappointed after, as I knew how good an opportunity it was. But this exact results-based mindset might have been one of the reasons that cost me the match. After a while, I remembered all the advice that was given to me and what I told myself before I started this journey. Focus on the process, not the outcome.
Set aside every empty spreadsheet line and loosen up on the grind.